Hey, yo, what up, tubers? Out at the cottage here. And, I'm gonna try to do something crazy simple here with the pontoon. I just pulled it out really late, by the way. Really, really late. This is like the beginning of November. Latest is really October. I couldn't even get a pontoon trailer. I had to drive into town to grab one. I think next year I'm just gonna pay to someone, have someone pull it in and out. The rental is $40 to rent a pontoon trailer and drop it in the lake there, because you got to go all the way around. Actually, the place I drop it off is only about 4 spots down there. There's a campground. So I might just pay someone. Someone just gave me a crazy price, like $50, and I'm like, okay, I'm paying 40. He said he'll do it for 50. I'm assuming it's higher typically, but you know, he's actually not too far down the road, so he said he would do it when I was, you know, looking for a pontoon trailer here. So I built this big extravagant pontoon cover, just with some PVC pipes and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that this year. The idea is to eventually get a pontoon cover, but I got this pontoon really cheap, and I did a little bit of work to it. New carpeting. This, of course, this is 3 years now, but new carpeting, painted it. I did buy some pontoon seats and stuff like that. But now I'm tashing over this whole pontoon cover thing, and I had these huge arches made out of like 1-inch PVC, and it worked great. I'll tell you what, last year it worked great. In fact, it ended up lasting 2 years because we had the COVID thing that hit. And so it's just that I had to strap it all along the railings and stuff like that. I'm gonna try something crazy simple. Like really what I would recommend is like a 20-foot or maybe 16, 17-foot board to span from that top railing to this here. And honestly, you guys, I don't know if you've got a nice pontoon, you might not want to do this, but I'm just going to screw it to the top of here, because like I said, this is an old pontoon. The person I bought it from, it was sat in the woods for 2 or 3 years. It was beached. They said it had a hole in the pontoons. I did find a couple of holes, and I just silicone them. This thing's been working great for 3 years. But you know, we've got a heavily treed area back here and down by the water, so we get lots of junk that falls into it. So screwing it to the thing here, it's your call, but I'm gonna screw it to there, and I may just clamp it to here. I'm not sure, because I don't know if I want a couple screw holes. I guess if they're real tiny screw holes and I sanded them and kept them smooth. I'm not sure. Let me think about that. But right now I just want to tell you what I'm going to do and then show it to you when I'm done. But a solid board would be great. I've got 2 pieces and then a scab there. I'm going to put that together, and I'm going to bend it up with just a vertical piece coming from right there in the center. And then I'm just going to run my tarp that I had last year across, hopefully give it a little bit of an arch. I do have that. I don't know how any of this is going to work, but obviously if it ends up on YouTube, it's something that I'm going to give a try. So I'll show it to you in 2 seconds after I get done with this. Okay, so I got this piece scabbed here. Again, a solid piece probably makes way more sense. In fact, if you can get some kind of some poly, what's the word I'm thinking of? You know, plastic wood, base wood or whatever, that'd be better. I'm probably gonna stick a piece of wood from here to here, because I feel like I might be putting so much pressure up in the center that this might just pop out of here. I should probably think about this side too. I did put a couple of screws in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the height in I need above the steering wheel, and I'm going to try to push and bend down onto this railing, and I think I'm just going to screw it in there. Again, I probably should have pointed this out initially. I'm a cheapo. I do need to really just get a cover. I started to look into them. I haven't. I've been tarping this thing for 3 years. I know this is a little ghetto, but if you knew me, you would know that I'm a little ghetto. I grew up in the hood, and sometimes you just jimmy rig things. But if you want to take care of a good pontoon, and plus you might not want anything that looks like this in your neighborhood. But we're tucked in the woods off a small lake here. Well, not too many woods actually. Kind of a woods over there, kind of. I got this covered up here. The one other thing I think I might do is once I get this arched way up, I may put like one more from here to the top of this or whatever. So the idea obviously is when snow and rain hit it, a majority of it rolls off. I honestly don't care if this gets a little bit wet. I just want to keep these hickory nuts and leaves off of this carpet because it tends to stain it. Also down by the water, like I said, we got lots of stuff that falls into the boat. So we're just kind of it's a little bit of a wooded property. So, all right, so I'm gonna go in there, grab the center board. I'm gonna measure from this to this railing, which you see there's also holes. That's the other thing too, we're gonna get a bimini at some point. So basically the pontoon was $500 and I put a couple grand into it. And it looks really great with the new seats, with the carpet. The outside, I got it all painted up and everything. Super happy with it. It's just a bimini's about $400 to $450. A cover is about $300 to $400. So we're talking like another $700 to $800. Which at some point we may spend anyway, but this is the kind of pontoon you see people with a couple of lawn chairs out in the middle of a lake. We're on a small lake. There's only ever 4 or 5 pontoons and boats out there, but it's a decent size. I'm just trying to develop a cheap way to kind of cover it when it's back up in our backyard. So, but yeah, at some point maybe I'll do a video once I get an actual bimini. I just kind of need to kind of figure out, what size, because this is a little bit older, like I believe this is like a late 90s pontoon. So I'm gonna head into the garage here and grab a couple boards, and I'll show you what I got. All right, it's getting dark out here. Look at the arch I was able to get out of this. I mean, it's barely even. I could probably go up even a little bit higher. I got 6, 12, and then probably another 12. I got like 24 screws in there. But again, if this works out good, I'll just grab a solid piece of 1x6 or something like that. But this wasn't actually that hard to bend, so that's what I got. I'm way above the steering wheel column there. The only other thing I think, maybe, unless I can really get this thing tight, I almost think I should run a board from the top of this. I used to take this off last couple of years. I don't feel like taking it off anymore because it's hard to hold that up to get those hinges screwed back in. But it's dark now. I am going to go ahead and cover this and show it to you in the morning. This is Saturday night. It's getting too dark, so it's going to end up being a dark video. I mean, I do have my light on the roof there, so I could show it to you. But I don't know, what do you think, guys? Is that going to last the winter? If I can get that thing wrapped around and really tight. I got a bunch of clamps that I clamp right under this side of the pontoon. If you got a pontoon, you know what I mean. Like I said, it's a little ghetto. I mean, probably if you clicked on this video and you're still watching it, you're probably looking for a cheap fix, and this might be a nice cheap fix to just get your pontoon covered. I just don't want a bunch of snow and water in there, and I kind of want most of it to roll off. That's basically the idea, and the screwing into the rails, like I said, do that at your own, what if that's something that you want to do. You could see this is just an older pontoon, and I kind of don't mind. But I'm going to go ahead and cover this and see what happens with this little back section here. And just see if I can get a lot of pitch for stuff to roll off. So, and then I'll probably show, unless it's light enough to show it to you, I will probably show it to you in the morning. All right, so here is what we ended up with. Came out pretty good, actually. I'm still worried about, like I said, water pooling up there. Once you get some leaves and some hickory nuts and things on there, know, maybe I'll see how this goes. And then this one looks a little wrinkly. Don't like this one. Anyways, yes, actually I don't like that one because right in this little pocket you could get some pooling. See if I could try to stretch this one. Yeah, I should try to yank that one down a little bit, but anyways, there you go. I do still have to drain the oil. Drain out that old gear oil, or what do you call it? I remember doing it last year. And then that's it. So there you go. Cheap way to cover up your pontoon without, you know, buying one of those leather covers, because I'm also worried about things falling and poking through that. You know, we do get sticks and stuff around here that drop. Ooh. You know, this is small, but these big ones here drop as well. You know, these will oftentimes be down when I come here. So anyways, you guys have an awesome day.